Hey, good afternoon, everybody. If you're wondering where the ingredients went, this is it. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make dried red peppers. Now, the reason I'm doing this, and these are bell peppers, not hot peppers, you could do the same thing, provided you use gloves. I have found in my research that dried red bell pepper is a spice or seasoning included in a lot of different sauces and spice mixtures. Now, while it is possible to buy your own, generally the product you get over the net once it arrives, the pieces are far too large, and you're having to pay a lot of shipping. And if you are going to be ordering stuff, you're far better to invest in a food dehydrator. You buy it once and you can use it for years. And all you have to do is like wash the trays and plug it in. Now, if you don't have a dehydrator and you live in a dry, sunny location, an alternative to this is to get like a raised cookie sheet with a rim where you can put the stuff underneath and then put cheesecloth very tightly underneath it to leave an airspace so it can dry and also that birds and insects can't get at it. And then check on it every day or two until it's dried. This stuff dries in a few hours because I'm going to chop it pretty fine, and I'll just show you how to get this ready. Well, unfortunately I didn't notice that my battery had died on me, so I'm not going to put the whole pepper back together again, but I'll talk you through it. What you do is chop the top off, pull the thing out, stick your fingers in, pull out the core, rub out any seeds, chop it in quarters, and then what you're going to do, and I've got one bit here that's not quite finished, is you're going to try to get all that white material out. Now, generally you can just sort of shave along the quarter of the pepper here with a knife till it's all cut off and it's just red, or you're going to get stuck with an odd piece like this, so what you have to do is cut along the line, and then always cutting away from yourself, because you never want to cut towards yourself. That's a good way to get cut, and you don't want to do that. Just trim the white spine off and you're good. So now the next step for this, and you can treat the top the same way. If there's a lot of white, just cut that off. And the other side. So then what you do, I'll zoom in a bit for this, is first you're going to cut these. It doesn't matter, just chop them, okay? But this part here, you're going to cut these as fine as you can, and just get all your slices cut like that. Now, one way that works well is eyeball it to get a good slice, push down with a knife and pull, okay? Instead of just chopping down. There's far less chance of you cutting yourself, and you get really, really beautiful thin slices. Because the point of this exercise is to get tiny, cute little chunks of red pepper that blend as a subtle seasoning into sauces. You can make salad dressings with them, which is one of my goals later on this summer. Okay, so just do that first, and then after you've got all of those done, I'll just do one little bit now. You're just going to cross cut it really fine, keeping your fingers out of the way. I do recommend doing this in small batches like this, and then just put it in the tray after that. So once that's done, chop it up just a little bit more. These are going to shrink, but if you can get them smaller, you want that, because when you put them back in soups or sauces or dressings or whatever, they're going to rehydrate back to nearly their original size. And if presentation is important to you, you're going to ruin that. Okay, so that bit's good. And I've got my plastic tray here. For this, you have to use the same type as you use for fruit leather. You can't use the one that's got the holes in it. This will just fall right through. So just pick that up, put it on. I wouldn't use the knife for this. I don't want to scratch the tray. Get a spoon or your fingers. Just try to spread it out evenly and then you fill up the tray and plug it in. And the setting for fruits and vegetables is 135 degrees Fahrenheit or 58 degrees centigrade, and yes, it's marked on the top of the dehydrator. So the tray is complete, and I'm going to plug this in there and go out. I got some errands to do and check it in a few hours. Now, I did one tray per pepper here because I'm just doing this as a demo for you guys. I have more trays, obviously. If I'm going to make this for me, I'll stack them all up and do the whole batch at once. Been a little over 5 hours. I checked it a while ago. It was looking pretty good. So I'll just zoom quick, and then I'm going to move the tray so you can get a better look at it. So that's what the finished product looks like under a nice bright light. And I will zoom in and just kind of take a couple off here for you. Now they will break up after they are stuck together a bit. And if you've ever noticed those spice mixtures that have those little red flecks in the bottom and read the ingredient panel, that's what they are. Okay, so I'm going to now get a little container and kind of scrape them off gently with a spoon. So I'm about halfway done. Yeah, just get a blunt spoon and move around the tray like that. Okay, you'll notice that even though they're completely dried, and this did take, by the way, about 5.5 hours, you can either, you know, break them apart a bit, because some of the pieces are still stuck together. If you really wanted to get serious about it, you could get a mortar, but you want to just break them apart, but without actually crushing them into a powder, because you want these to break up nicely in dressings and whatnot. So once you've done that, just basically put them in a small container that's airtight, because you don't want these rehydrating early, and use them in your favorite dish.